Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and today I am crafting with the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month, and I'm gonna grab a sentiment also from the clear stamp of the month as well for September of 2023. I've already glimmered my panel, and this is going to be a really quick and easy card, but I think it's going to be pretty high impact because, well, I just feel anything that you foil really elevates your card. But the inspiration for this card, I think, is a neat way to really make your card a little extra special. So first off, this glimmer plate is just lovely, and you can see how large it is. It covers my entire A2 panel from top to bottom. It does leave a nice border on the one side, so I like that it's not the full background, so it's a little bit kind of asymmetric in that way, and it's just really lovely. I glimmered twice just because I wasn't exactly too sure what I wanted to do, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of options. What I like to do after I glimmer, though, is I just take a Swiffer cloth and just wipe the panel. And you might be able to see some of the foil dust essentially on my mat there. And what that is, it's just a little bit of foiling that maybe clung on a little bit extra tightly to what has actually, really transferred onto the cardstock. So it wipes off really easily, and I find that the Swiffer cloth, because it has a little bit of that, like a little bit of a tackiness, because it's meant for dusting, it's really great for grabbing onto that and hanging on to that. If you do actually get overfoiling, you could also take a white eraser to your card and remove that. The Glimmer of the Month this month does come with a die that is perfect for the style of card that I'm making. And the reason for that is that it only cuts that one edge. And so I've lined it up with my my glimmered panel here to just cut that right edge. But what I want to do is also cut that same edge off of the card front. So I've done that as well, and I made sure that they were perfectly lined up, and that way we have a partially cut card front. So today my card has actually been inspired by Chris Smith. This is her original card, and my card today is actually part of a hop with the Oh So Inspired team of designers that is organized by Call Me Crafty Al here on YouTube. And so we've each taken as inspiration this original piece from Chris, and we're allowed to take any part of that, any aspect of that for inspiration for our project today. So I always really love Alicia's hops because it's so interesting to see what inspired each of my teammates and what aspect of the card really resonated with them. So I think that's always the most fun part for me. I was really drawn to that idea of one of those shaped borders, and I really loved the gingham. I also really liked the clean and simple look to the original card that we are all taking as inspiration. If you want to see what everybody else made and how they were inspired by Chris's card, all you need to do is click on the hashtag OSIC SEP 2023. That should bring up all of the videos participating in this hop so that you can check out everybody else's project today and see how they were inspired by this. And as well, if you want to play along, we encourage you to do that and share your makes on all of the socials as well. When you do that, though, if you actually add the hashtag oh so inspired, that just helps us see what you've made so that we can check out what you took away as inspiration from this piece. So for me, the shaped border was definitely the first thing that drew my attention. The second thing I would have to say is the gingham. So I definitely wanted to have a little bit of that gingham pattern paper peeking through. And so I'm using some pattern paper that keeps this very tone on tone, because the other thing that I really enjoyed with the original card is that it is very clean and simple. My card probably would not be classed as clean and simple because the entire background is foiled. But I didn't want to color it in. I didn't want to add too much color. So I'm keeping it simple in the sense of just really minimizing the color palette. And that's why I decided to bring out some brown solid color cardstock, and I'm going to white heat emboss my sentiment onto this cardstock so that I am not introducing even black as a color in my sentiment. So I'm just going to keep this very much in the neutral sort of brown tones. So the sentiment is actually from the clear stamp of the month this month, and I think that's really, really fabulous that the coordinating dies actually does have dies that will cut out your sentiments too. So that's why I've actually stamped it on this like really odd spot on my cardstock here, because I just want to I don't really actually need to make super clean, squared off cuts from that. I can just use my die and cut out that sentiment. And I think the sentiments, these stamps, they emboss so beautifully. It's not so overly fine, and it's also not super thick. Because I find that sometimes my embossing isn't very perfect, and a lot of times where I struggle is when the lines are like super fine, or when the font space is super thick or wide. I think part of it is just that with the clear Versamark ink, I can't always tell if I have a really nice even amount of ink before I go to heat emboss. And so that's part of the reason, I think. I don't know. If you have heat embossing tips for me, definitely let me know in the comments below. I love doing it. I just don't always get the most consistent results. But I find that with this sentiment in particular, it's really in that sweet spot for me where I actually only needed to do that the one time. So I was actually a little bit surprised. And one of the things I struggle with on simple, seemingly simple cards is placement of things, because everything needs, I feel like on a really clean and simple card, everything you put onto that card has to be like well thought out, I feel. And so you saw me struggle a bit with where that might have been what took the longest for me to do for this entire card, was deciding where to put that sentiment. I don't know that I landed in the right spot. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I hope you do check out everybody else's video. Remember that hashtag is OSIC SEP 2023. Call Me Crafty Owl will also have a playlist on her channel if you just want to play through the entire list. So definitely pop on over and leave everybody some love if you could. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.